Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiryaye. Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. Bhagavati-rūttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naistaki. Today we are discussing in this Srimad Bhagavatam class in the morning session, Canto 10, Chapter 14, text number 56. You all can repeat after me. Vastuto jānatām atra kṛṣṇaṁ sthāsnu cariṣṇu bhagavad-rūpam akhilam nānyad vastv kiñcana vastuto jānatām atra kṛṣṇaṁ sthāsnu cariṣṇu bhagavad-rūpam akhilam nānyad vastv kiñcana vastuto jānatām atra kṛṣṇaṁ sthāsnu cariṣṇu bhagavad-rūpam akhilam nānyad vastv kiñcana. Vastutaḥ, in fact, jānatām, for those who understand, atra, in this world, kṛṣṇaṁ, Lord Kṛṣṇa, sthāsnu, stationary, cariṣṇu, moving, and bhagavad-rūpam, the manifest forms of the personality of Godhead. Akhilam, everything. Nothing. Anyat, else. Vastu, substance. Iha, here. Kiñcana, at all. Translation. Those in this world who understand Lord Kṛṣṇa as He is, see all things, whether stationary or moving, as manifest forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such enlightened persons recognize no reality apart from the Supreme Lord Kṛṣṇa. Those in this, you can kindly repeat after me. Those in this world who understand Lord Kṛṣṇa as He is, see all things, whether stationary or moving, as manifest forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such enlightened persons recognize no reality apart from the Supreme Lord Kṛṣṇa. Purport. Everything exists within Lord Kṛṣṇa, and Lord Kṛṣṇa exists within everything. Still, the order of progression is always from energetic to the expanded energy. Lord Kṛṣṇa is the original identity from whom all other identities emanate. He is the supreme energetic from whom all categories and dimensions of energy become manifest. Thus, our personal bodies, self, family, friends, nation, planet, universe, and so on, are all manifestations of the Supreme Lord who expands himself through his personal potencies. Lord Kṛṣṇa is certainly the supreme object of our love and attraction, and other objects such as body, family, and home should be secondary objects of our affection. Moreover, a close analytic study of the actual situation will reveal that even the secondary objects of love are also manifestations of Lord Kṛṣṇa. The conclusion is that Lord Kṛṣṇa is our only friend and object of love. In his Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Srila Prabhupada comments on this verse as follows: without being an expansion of the cosmic manifestation, without being an expansion of Kṛṣṇa, nothing can be attractive. Without being an expansion of Kṛṣṇa, nothing can be attractive. Whatever is alternate within the cosmic manifestation is due to Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa is therefore the reservoir of all pleasure. The active principle of everything is Kṛṣṇa. Highly elevated transcendentalists see everything in connection with him. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is stated that a Mahabhagavata, a highly advanced devotee, sees Kṛṣṇa as the active principle in all movable and immovable living entities. Therefore, he sees everything within this cosmic manifestation in relation to Kṛṣṇa. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Yuttapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavansya Sri Rūpam Shakajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krupa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare I pray at the lotus feet of all Vaishnavas present here, all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis present here to kindly bless me so that I can glorify Krishna as per Srila Prabhupada and his teachings. This is very important verse wherein we see that everything exists within Lord Kṛṣṇa and Lord Kṛṣṇa exists within everything. And everything is related to Kṛṣṇa. The person who is enlightened will see everything in relationship with Kṛṣṇa and Kṛṣṇa only, nothing other than that. Anything, any happening, it is related to Kṛṣṇa. It is because of Kṛṣṇa. So, everything as manifest forms of Kṛṣṇa. This is most important. We see that in Brahma Samhita, ekopyasau rachayitum jagadanda kotim yachaktirasti jagadanda chayayantaha andantarastha paramanu jayantarastham govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Ekopyasau rachayitum jagadanda kotim. Universes. Jagad and koti, millions and millions of universes are rachayitum, created by Kṛṣṇa. Still, the energy, the power of Kṛṣṇa doesn't diminish, it doesn't get separated. If we take our bank balance and if we keep on withdrawing, then ultimately there is no relationship with bank and the person, because bank says you don't have any money, you have nothing to do here. So bank gets separated. Whereas Kṛṣṇa, whatever be the millions and millions of universes he creates, but his strength doesn't diminish. He doesn't get separated from his strength. Number one. Number two, yet andantarastha paramanu. Andantarastha. These universes, millions of universes, they are within Kṛṣṇa. And paramanu, in each and every atom of the universe, Kṛṣṇa is there. Kṛṣṇa has created number of universes, innumerable number of universes, and all those universes are within Kṛṣṇa, and within every atom Kṛṣṇa is there. To understand this concept of achintya bheda bheda tattva, a simple example I just want to show you. This is the box and there is a pen inside. Pen is inside the box. Our brain can understand a box within the pen. We can understand, okay, some box can be within the pen. But simultaneously, at the same time, the box is within the pen and the pen is within the box. Understanding this is very difficult. This is what Kṛṣṇa is. Again I repeat, the pen is within the box and the box is within the pen. This concept of understanding is difficult to our brain, but that is what Kṛṣṇa is. Achintya, bheda, abheda. There is difference and there is no difference. When some people don't understand this concept, they say this is possible only when pen and the box are the same. When pen and box are the same, the pen is inside the box and box is inside the pen, this is possible. That is Mayavadi. Mayavadis say this Atma and Paramatma are one and the same. The Jiva and the Paramatma are one and the same, because they don't able to understand the achintya, bheda, abheda tattva, the inconceivable difference and indifference. So, here our siddhanta, our principle is that Krishna is the supreme and the living entities are the servants. They can never be one, and oneness is as ridiculous as saying pen and box is same. Pen and box cannot be same. We are using the pen, box is different, pen is different. Just because we are unable to understand the concept of how the pen can be inside the box and box can be inside the pen simultaneously, we cannot say that pen and box both are same. So, Krishna's activities are like this, beyond our material mind conception. But those who are highly elevated, those who have come out of the dualities, those who have come out of the three modes of material nature, clearly see that everything is in relationship with Krishna and Krishna only. Whether they are in a happy mood, whether they are in great difficulties, always they relate everything to Krishna. So, this concept of achintya bheda tattva actually is explained in detail when we understand the Krishna Leela of Krishna showing Mother Yashoda the whole universal form. Krishna started growing and started walking, and he is doing lot of pastimes to please the Brajavasis and the Gopis. So one day Krishna started eating the mud, the earth, and all his friends and Balram go to Yashoda. Mother Yashoda was doing her own activities, and they say, Mother, see this Krishna is eating the dirt. Yashoda sees Krishna and runs to him and says, Oh Krishna, why are you eating? If you are eating mud, then you show your mouth. Krishna says, No, all these people are lying. All people are lying. If you want to see, you can see. So Yashoda says, No, yes, I want to see. Show your mouth. And he opens. Krishna opens his mouth. This Leela, whole thing is explained in 10.8, Canto 10, chapter number 8, which we have already seen. But the most important point here is text 37 and 38 describe what are the things she had actually seen. So I will just read the translation part. Krishna opens his mouth, 37 to 39 of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 8, Canto 10. Krishna opens his mouth. All the moving and non-moving things, outer surface of the earth, all the directions, she was able to see all the directions, the mountains, islands, oceans, and blowing wind, the fire, the moon, and the stars, and the planetary systems. She is seeing the senses, she is seeing the mind, the three modes, the time allotted to each living entity, the reactions of karma, cosmic manifestations, and she sees herself, and she sees Vrindavan. Now, after seeing all this, she says, Arey, I am able to see myself. I am seeing Vrindavan also. I am seeing all this. She discusses herself. What is actually happening? Am I dreaming? Or is it real? Or what is inside Kṛṣṇa? Who is Kṛṣṇa? Oh my God! Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Lord. She feels the total realization, which is explained in text number 41 onwards. I will just explain 41. Adho yadhavanna vitarka gocharam cheto mana karma vacho viranjasa yadashrayam yena yatha pratiyate sudhir vibhavyam pranatasmi tatparam. She was just thinking, who is this? He is the Supreme. Therefore, let me surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead and offer my obeisances unto Him, who is beyond conception of human speculation, the mind, activities, words, and arguments, who is original cause of this cosmic manifestation. Let me simply offer my obeisances. He is beyond my contemplation, speculation, and meditation. He is beyond all my materialistic activities. She realizes all this and she is surrendering. She repeatedly says, I surrender on to Kṛṣṇa. But Yogamaya wants that Yashoda should have more and more attachment to Kṛṣṇa. So Yogamaya makes her to forget all these happenings, whatever she had seen. And she comes to normal gopi bhava. And then she thinks, oh, this Kṛṣṇa has got something inside. Oh, what has happened? She takes Kṛṣṇa and starts breastfeeding. The first thing is, when the child is having some abnormality, first feed the child with milk. If the child is able to drink the milk, that means okay, at least some 90% is normal. Maybe some minor things have happened. So Yashoda comes to normal behavior like gopi, and this is actually due to the Yogamaya's effect. Whereas we forget Kṛṣṇa because of Mahamaya's influence on us. Mahamaya makes us to forget Kṛṣṇa and get attached to the material concepts, material enjoyment. So, the basic difference between the Yashoda's forgetting Kṛṣṇa's this pastime of seeing everything inside Kṛṣṇa and Kṛṣṇa in everything, and our forgetfulness of Kṛṣṇa, there is totally difference from the top of Himalaya to the bottommost of Pacific. Such a great difference. By forgetting Kṛṣṇa, we are only getting attached to the material happiness which we can never get, and we try to achieve that happiness and keep on getting more and more attached to material things. Whereas those who are under the influence of Yogamaya, they get more and more affection and attachment towards Kṛṣṇa. That's what exactly was happening in case of Yashoda. And that's what actually happens in case of those who are elevated souls, those who have come out of these three modes of material nature. So they see everything, whatever happens, is in relationship with only Kṛṣṇa and nothing else. So if we analyze these two cases, we clearly find that we are under the clear influence of Mahamaya. Even though in 15.7, Krishna has explained, Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha Manaseshtani Indriyani Prakriti. Yes? So, every living entity is the part and parcel of Krishna. And Krishna has got all these very high qualities. But we don't have any qualities. Why? Because we are under the influence of Mahamaya, and we are, instead of getting attracted towards Krishna, we are getting attracted towards the material things. We have to realize that this sort of material attraction can only lead us to our life, afterlife, in this life and death and birth and death cycle, again and again. Krishna explains in 7:27, Ichcha dvesha samurtena dvandva mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. Ichcha dvesha, liking and disliking. This is what actually is happening in our case. Ichcha dvesha samurthena dvandva mohena bharata. We are under the influence of these dualities. Liking, disliking. I want honor, I don't want dishonor. I want to respect everybody and I want to be respected by everybody. Okay, whether I respect anybody or not, I should be respected by all. So this liking, I like happiness, I don't like misery. Everything, all these dualities. These dualities, Ichcha dvesha samurthena. And these dualities are mainly due to the desires which we have. We desire something, when we are getting some result favorable towards our desire, we like it. When something is not favorable, we start hating, we start disliking. So, Ichcha and Dvesha, this is what actually is making us to remain in this. And we are out of attraction from Krishna. This actually, Krishna explained in 9.3, Asraddhadhana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Samsara Vartmani. This Krishna's instructions, if we don't have total faith, if we are not attracted towards performing service for Krishna, we get attracted towards this and aprapyamam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. Aprapyamam, we cannot achieve Krishna, and nivartante, we come back to this birth and death cycle. This is the basic reason for all our suffering. Once there was a king who was giving generous donations to all the people who seek. One farmer comes to him, Sir, I don't have any land. Can you kindly give me some land so that I can have some sort of agriculture and I will have a better life? So the king says, Oh, you are really poor. So come in the morning and I will tell you. You come to this particular spot. So he tells, the morning, well before sunrise, this fellow was waiting when the king comes and what he will give. So he was waiting very anxiously. The king comes with one of his servants and he says, Oh man, you come here, you farmer. You run as much as you want. And this fellow will follow you and put the border mark behind as you are running. You please run as much as you want and come back to this place so that you make an area, you cover some area and come back to this place, and this man is marking and the whole area is yours. This fellow says, whole area is mine. Okay, one condition. You must come back within this sunset. Oh, I have so much time. Thank you, king. You are so kind. Okay, shall I go now? Yes. This fellow starts running. I should have lot of area. He's running and looking back. Oh, this fellow is marking. Oh, nice marking. I mean, all that my area is mine. He was running and running. One dog was crossing the line. He stops. Oh, shh, go away, get away. This land belongs to me. Get away. These dogs are coming into my land. He starts running. Oh, it is sun has come up. Oh my God. Okay, I should run fast. I should have more and more area. I should be the biggest landlord in the whole town, in the whole kingdom, in the whole running. Oh, yeah. Now I think it is a little bit more than the noon. So I should run back. Okay, I can run fast while coming back. He runs. And the servant who was marking, he was unable to run so fast. He was saying, you see, you have to go back also. Do you remember that? Don't talk. You see, I am such a big landlord. I am going to be such a big landlord and you are giving me advice. He runs. And when he turns back and started running, he was unable to run and collapses and dies. King comes back and says, where is that man? That man died on the way, running, trying to run and come back. Our lust, our greed really doesn't end with one or two desires. It will keep on increasing. And we don't realize that we are into such a game by Maya. There was another person who was equally poor, and he comes to the king and asks for his donation. The king says, okay, what do you do? He says, I generally cut the wood and burn it and make the charcoal and sell it. Because charcoal has got higher price, I cut the wood and I burn it in the night, I put the fire, and in the morning I come, by the time the coal is more or less formed, then I take the coal, go to the market and sell it. And I am so poor, I am unable to feed my wife and children properly. Can you kindly help me? Please help me. The king says, okay, you go straight and you see 3 big trees there and you cut them and use them. You will become very big millionaire. So this fellow, he goes there and identifies those big trees, and near the trees he makes his small hut, and every day he cuts the trees, puts the fire, comes back to his hut, sleeps in the night, goes in the morning, collects those charcoal, goes and sells, comes back. And in those 3 trees were finished within 3-4 months, and his position was same. He was going every day selling the charcoal and coming back. One day the king was moving through that side and he sends his person, go and see, here one fellow was given those 3 sandalwood trees and he should have become a very rich man. Then this fellow goes and sees, and this fellow is even much poorer. Comes back and tells king, oh king, his position is same. He is as poor as he was. It appears he had become even little more poor. How is that? Then he goes there and says, so gentleman, what was you doing? Sir, I was cutting the tree and putting the fire, and then morning I collect the coal, the charcoal I go and sell it. Charcoal? Put the fire? Don't you know that is sandalwood? Sandalwood? I don't know. King says, take this small piece of sandalwood. Go to the market. Shout, sandalwood, sandalwood. Come back with the money you get. He goes to the market and says, this is sandalwood. And people say, oh, this is sandalwood. They give a big money. He comes back and he starts weeping very loudly. Oh my God, I am ruined, I am ruined. His wife says, you got so much of money today and you are shouting like a madman and weeping like a madman. What is happening? Oh, I am ruined. Those 3 trees which were so big were sandalwood trees. This small piece of sandalwood had got me so much of value. And foolishly, I wasted those 3 sandalwood trees, big 3 sandalwood trees. And I have ruined all my life. Our position is exactly identical. This human form is so valuable and we are unable to realize it. We are using, just like the person who was just burning the wood and making it as a coal and selling, we are using our human life in the same manner as that of other living entities. The other 80 lakh of species, they do only one thing: eating, mating, sleeping and defending. Whereas as human being, if we continue the same activities, then what is the difference between the human being and the other living entities? If we continue the same activities, then we get the same result, again and again taking birth. We are not using the valuable human life for achieving something very high, which is going back to the Godhead. So, we have to realize that our time is passing. If we, at the end of our life, if we realize that whole life I have wasted and I have not done my sadhana properly, it's of no use. We have to check ourselves again and again whether my sadhana, my chanting is proper, whether I am moving towards more getting attached to Kṛṣṇa, or I am still having attachments for the material things. If we identify ourselves very honestly, then we can take immediate corrective steps to get more and more attached to Kṛṣṇa by listening carefully to the Bhagavatam classes here in ISKCON temple and avoiding going to other places and listening to some entertainment, which is entertainment, and thinking that I am attending Bhagavatam classes. But other than ISKCON, wherever we go, we only hear lot of stories with lot of music and lot of drama. Also they show the leela, the pastime, and ultimately it is of more of entertainment rather than actually realizing the fact that we are fallen, we are in this birth and life cycle. Unless we do sadhana, unless we take the life seriously, the balanced life seriously, we cannot come out. We will be here in this life and death cycle again and again. So, we have to realize. That's why, if we check up ourselves, whether we are seeing everything in relationship with Kṛṣṇa or not, if we try to analyze, then we ourselves will come to know our own deficiencies and go to the senior person, senior Vaishnava, go to the Guru and tell him the drawbacks, the loopholes, the deficiencies which you observe yourself, and seek them confidentially with your honest mind. Then we can progress. Otherwise, if we don't check ourselves, if we think our sadhana is very nice, we are moving forward and I will not have the next birth, I am out of the birth and death cycle, probably we are not. We are not correct. We cannot come out unless we are totally purified, unless we come to this level of seeing everything in relationship with Krishna. So, our life, because of our presence here on this earth, Krishna has said, 933, Anityam asukam lokam imam prapya bhajasvamam. You, having come to this material world, which is anityam, temporary, which is not permanent, asukam, which is full of miseries, having come to this material world, please carry out this activity which you have, the only activity of doing loving service unto Krishna. Any activities which we are performing, if we relate it as the loving service to Krishna, then it becomes an offering to Krishna, and we are following the Krishna's instruction. Yat karoshi yajasnasi yajjuhoshi dadasiyas yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurishva madarpanam. Whatever activity you perform, when it is in relationship with Krishna, when we take it as an offering for Krishna, then there is no account of papa or punya. Then there is no account. Otherwise, the punya account, the account of good deeds, the papa account, the account of sinful activities, these two accounts, when they are existing, then there is no chance of getting out of this birth and death cycle. Unless this is burnt, unless the karma account is zero, nullified by offering everything for the service of Krishna, we cannot come out. So, this philosophy which we have got from Srila Prabhupada, we have to understand this very clearly and take the life seriously, analyze ourselves, check ourselves honestly, and get more and more attached to Krishna by doing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, chanting and chanting, more and more chanting. The indication of our progress is the indication of our taste for chanting more and more rounds. Our principle should be to chant. Our life begins with chanting and ends with chanting. So, the chanting process, as much as possible, more and more, am I getting the taste or not? If I am not getting, something is drastically wrong with me, and I should immediately fall at the lotus feet of the seniors and tell them, this is my problem, and kindly show some solution. Hare Krishna. I thought I should stop here. It's nearing 9. If you have some questions, comments, corrections, kindly.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Fancy new mic. Oh, there it is.
Hare Krishna.
Hare No? Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Anyway, it seems like everyone goes to the Lord to pray for opulence, but it's said that one is, has a destiny of how much he'll earn or make in one life. So what's the use of making, too much endeavor? But Sudama Brahman was very poor, so his wife said, you go see your friend Krishna, he'll give you opulence, he'll give you riches. But he was too embarrassed to ask for anything, but Krishna gave him so many riches, because he was fearful that if we pray to God for wealth and riches, that maybe that temptation will make me fall down. So Krishna, how he gave Sudama so much wealth that it was more than Indra's wealth.
Yeah. His Grace Panchagoda Prabhu has asked very, very, very valuable, important question.
You can repeat some of the questions.
Everyone wants opulence, and even Krishna's great devotee Sudama went to Krishna for opulence because his wife has asked him, go to Krishna and get something. And he has got so much which is much more than Indra's opulence. It is true. That is the greatness of devotional service. Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pratishtam atyeti tat sarvam idam viditva yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam. Whatever the result of studying Vedas, whatever the result of performing the yajna, the sacrifices, whatever be the result of performing the tapasya, performing austerities, whatever be the results of performing dana, giving the charity, Krishna says, oh Arjuna, in 8:28, you will get back the results, everything. Also, you will go back to Godhead if you are in the path of devotional service. So, devotional service will definitely get everything. Prabhupada had gone with a very negligible amount, 0, and Prabhupada has got so much. He went by the cargo ship, and after some time he was moving by the aeroplanes. Always aeroplane only, no more. And always moving in very big cars. It is in the service of Krishna. So Krishna will give everything. If you are attracted towards them for enjoyment, and that is the end. You don't get anything more, and slowly sliding will happen. So if we are in the process of devotional service, Krishna will give everything. So that is the evidence that Sudama has got so much, even though he didn't ask anything, but Krishna had given. That is the effect of devotional service. Thank you. Anything else? Maharaj? Maharaj, your comments? Unfortunately, the microphone is not working. But some comments you can.
I think it's 9 o'clock, so mic is not cooperating.
So any other questions? Unfortunately, the microphone is not working. Otherwise, any questions? Anybody? Okay. If you don't have any questions, I stop here. Oh, Mataji has lifted her hand. Yeah, Mataji. You can speak, Mataji. Unfortunately, the microphone is still unable to. Outside, yeah. Yeah, Krishna is inside everything and Krishna is outside. That's what actually in the beginning of the class I tried to explain. This is called Achintya Veda Veda. It looks Krishna is inside, Krishna is outside. Our mind, honestly, human human brain doesn't understand this. That's what Yashoda realizes in that 10:8, if you see 37 onwards, 10th canto, 8th chapter, 35, 36 onwards, you will get more and more information. She realizes that it is impossible to understand for any human being, and so she concludes that beyond our mental speculation. For that I gave the example that the box inside, we are seeing the pen, but we cannot imagine that pen is having the box inside at the same time, simultaneously, which we cannot even perceive. But one thing is very clear, pen is different, box is different, pen cannot become box, or pen and box both are not same, which the Mayavadis, because they don't have the total understanding, they conclude that this is possible only when pen and box both are one and the same, which is not correct. This is what I thought I should make it clear. Okay, Mataji? Thank you, Mataji. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.